I ran the 10K at the USA Championships, and you can watch that race if you'd like on NBC. NBC Sports Gold played it live, and you can go back and watch it there. They own all the rights, so we won't be showing any footage during this interview. The 10K at US Nationals was pretty crazy. Molly Huddle ran a phenomenal race. She took it from the start, and she just kept getting faster and faster. Her last mile was 4:38 or something like that, just incredible. But I think I was the same, almost more impressed with how she led it from start to finish. Just such a phenomenal race for her. And came in second was Marielle Hall, one of my training buddies. It was so fun to watch her. She was in perfect position the entire night, and she's been training really well. So it's really exciting to see her come up with a good result. There was a big headwind on the back stretch of the race, and I was tucked in basically the whole race. But Molly Huddle again was out in front, battling with that wind. So. And it was a little bit humid. I think, we were all thankful that it wasn't too hot during the race. It was a little bit cooler than we had expected. I was excited to race the 10K. I felt like I had put in some good training, gotten some miles up, and I got to the race starting line, and I was confident, and I was excited to race and test my fitness. The race started, and I somehow ended up in the back third, I'd say, of the pack, and there was a few times when I really tried to make a move, come up to the front, and I think with my stride, I was letting a little bit of a gap between me and the person in front of me, so it made it easier for others to slide in. And every time I tried to make a move, I felt like I fell back a little bit, and that's something I learned racing that championship style race that I hadn't experienced before. It is just, I wasn't able to hold my position even when I was able to make a move, and that's something that I need to go back and work on. I want to race the race again today, right now, but I think that's kind of the beauty of sport is you only get one shot, you prepare for it, and you get that one chance, and you never know what's going to happen. So for me, I'm excited that they took away some learning experiences and something that I can hopefully improve upon in the future, but obviously I'm not stoked with the result. This 10K was the most competitive 10K I've ever been in, and yet it still wasn't, the top of the top, the best of the world, because it was just the U.S. athletes. It was a strong U.S. field, but we were missing all the internationals. So for me, it was the most competitive race I'd say I've been in so far, and it showed some of my weaknesses, and I'm really excited to kind of go back and make some more adjustments and put in some more work. I was training in Mammoth Lakes for the month before this 10K race, and during that time I decided I wanted to wean Stanley off and had to go very slowly. And I'd say about now I've been done breastfeeding for about 2 weeks, and when I stopped, I'd say for about a week I was very just emotional, like wanting to cry and things like that. I could tell that my hormones in my body were changing, and I actually, the last 2 workouts I did at altitude, I finally felt like, I have myself back. This is what I feel like. This is me. I have my body back. So I'm excited to continue training and to see kind of how that progresses. Up next, I will head back to Portland. I haven't been home for a while, so it'll be nice to go back and get Stanley some new fresh toys and new scenery. I'll be training, and I'm hoping to do a fall marathon. Still haven't made a final decision on what one or if I'll actually do that, but gonna hopefully do that, and then maybe do some road races as well between now and then. While I was in Iowa, I had fun. I stayed at one of the Z3 triathlon team members' house while I was here with my family. My sister came out, my mom, my dad, and so it was super fun for Stanley to see grandma and grandpa, and so I got to hang out with my family. I also met up with the Z3 triathlon team and caught up with some of them, and I had them ask me some questions, and hopefully I was able to share some tidbits of information with them.
Some of the tricks of the trade and saying she's got to keep covering these moves. Every time they string out, she's got to go around. But I felt like you were doing that. You were watching people kind of fall, and you're picking them off and then picking them off. Where do you think, like, what point did you feel like it wasn't happening anymore?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what lap it was, maybe like a mile to go-ish.
Yeah.
Molly started to pick it up, and I just wasn't able to cover that speed change. But yeah, I was really happy to get out there and race on the track. I'm also looking forward to getting out on some road races after this, but it was super fun to see my teammate Marielle kick butt as well. She did phenomenal, was covering moves, and just came up a little bit short from the win.
I know. So I know our coach is the same coach, and I know he doesn't give us a lot of information, but do you know anything about what's happening next, where you're going to go after this?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I hope to do a fall marathon, but we're still kind of waiting to see if I can get those miles in and get ready. But I think the ultimate goal is, I'm probably done running track races. I'll probably, for this season, maybe do a few shorter road races and hopefully do a fall marathon.
Yeah, and then last question I have to ask you, how's the bod after Stanley?
Yeah, I think there's a misconception that after you have a baby that you can't get your body back.
Yeah.
And I actually just stopped breastfeeding, and I'm starting to feel a little bit normal. Like within the past 2 weeks, I've started to feel a little bit like my old self. So I'm excited to see how that keeps going.
Amazing. We're very proud of you.
Thanks.
Good job.